States across the country and some businesses are enacting vaccine requirements as the country deals with yet another surge in COVID-19 cases.
Hello, today I present to you an extremely attractive application for music lovers. It's completely free. You can listen to music online or download unlimited music to use whenever you don't have internet. The powerful search function helps you find anything you want. Trust me. It's hard not to find what you're looking for because the search function is really powerful. Application download link is attached in the description of the video. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Thanks.
Today, New York became the first major city in the nation to require proof of vaccination for indoor dining, gyms, and entertainment. The mandates will be implemented later this month and fully enforced by mid-September. This comes as the Delta variant continues to ravage areas with low vaccination rates. In Florida, the number of people hospitalized rose to an all-time high of more than 11,500 patients. This broke a previous record for hospitalizations in the state set before vaccines were available. Meanwhile, the U.S. has finally reached President Biden's original goal for vaccines. At least 70% of American adults have now received at least one dose of a coronavirus vaccine. CBS News' Skyler Henry reports from Washington.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio announced tough new vaccination requirements for many of the city's most popular indoor activities. People will now have to prove they are vaccinated if they want to eat indoors at restaurants, work out in gyms, and attend performances. The city will begin enforcing it September 13th.
Not everyone's going to agree with this. I understand that. But for so many people, this is going to be the life-saving act that we're putting a mandate in place. It's going to guarantee a much higher level of vaccination in this city, and that is the key to protecting people and the key to our recovery.
This comes as the White House is working with private companies who are requiring employees to get vaccinated.
Walmart, Disney, and Google all announcing vaccine requirements, and there's dozens of other companies that are doing these types of actions to protect their workers.
The White House announced the U.S. has finally reached 70% of U.S. adults at least being partially vaccinated, a goal that President Biden wanted to meet about a month ago. The rise in vaccinations coincides with a sharp increase in cases due to the Delta variant, but some states still lag behind, with 17 states with vaccination rates under 50%.
The vast majority of spread is in this country is among those who are unvaccinated.
Officials do acknowledge there are some breakthrough cases where vaccinated people are still getting sick, including South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. He tweeted, "I'm very glad I was vaccinated, because without vaccination, I'm certain I would not feel as well as I do now. My symptoms would be far worse." Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
For more on this, I want to bring in Dr. Jodie Dionne. She is an associate professor in the Division of Infectious Diseases at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Dr. Dionne, thank you so much for joining us. The CDC says the level of community transmission in almost every county in the state of Alabama is high. What are you seeing where you are, and what are your immediate concerns?
Yeah, it's true. We're pretty worried, and I would say the biggest concern is really the change that we've seen over the past 4 weeks. So we went from having a positivity rate of about 3% up to 22% now, which shows you that within communities, this virus is continuing to spread. And we know from our testing that about 95% of it is the Delta variant.
Wow. And this is, of course, the major concern almost everywhere in the country right now, the Delta. So how many COVID patients do you have in your hospital right now? And is the testing process now so thorough that you can determine whether a patient is infected with the Delta variant or the regular sort of earlier COVID-19 variant?
Yeah, so we have about 80 patients at our hospital right now, which is less than we had at the peak last December, but it's significantly higher than the 5-10 patients we had a few weeks ago. Again, it's the rate that makes us worry. Across the state, we have about 200 people who are on ventilators associated with COVID-19. So serious disease, 600,000 cases, too many people in the hospital today, which is entirely preventable. When I'm talking to patients, all of them with COVID-19 in the hospital now have not received the vaccine, and many of them got it from someone that they live with or someone that they care about, and now they wish they had had the vaccine, but it's late by the time you're admitting them. In terms of the testing, we're able to do testing, obviously, with the nasal swabs. And in our hospital, we're able to tell if it's the Delta variant or not. Not every hospital has that capacity across the state, but they're sending their samples to us so we can test them and tell them.
And so you're saying of the COVID patients that are hospitalized right now, I'm sorry, what percentage are you attributing to Delta?
So I can tell you of the testing that's being done in our hospital, about 95% of it is Delta variant right now.
Wow. Wow. So I'm curious about your thoughts on some of the things that other cities and states are implementing. Today, New York City's mayor announced the city will require proof of vaccination for people to eat indoors at restaurants or to go to gyms. And these are both places that were always, believed to be incubators for spreading the virus. What do you think of this move? And do you think that it goes far enough?
I think so. You said it very well. We know that when we look at the types of settings where the virus spreads very easily, it's indoor restaurants and gyms. Those are probably two of the highest risk activities that a lot of people really wanted to try to get back to, in the summer of 2021. So making a vaccination requirement is a way to keep everyone safer, both the employees who work in that area and the people who want to be in that restaurant. It doesn't exclude someone from sitting outside if they're unvaccinated, but it's a very strong message to people that if you want to be inside, if you want to work out at the gym, we don't want you unknowingly transmitting this virus to other people who may live with someone who's immunocompromised, who may have a young child who can't be vaccinated yet. This is still about thinking about the individual, but protecting the community. So I think we may see more facilities and certainly universities and restaurants trying to think of the best things they can do to keep people safe and healthy.
And so what is your message then to people who still have not gotten the vaccine? Because we know there is still a lot of misinformation out there. What would you like people to know if they're still unsure about getting the vaccine?
So I would say on that point, I have two messages. Number one would be talk to your own doctor. Your doctor knows what's best for you, for your health. They know everything that's happened to you, and they're the best position to advise you, not someone who may not know you as well or doesn't have good medical facts. So if you haven't talked to your doctor, reach out to your doctor's office and ask. Number two is some people, I think, are reluctant to admit that they're okay with being vaccinated now, even though maybe 3 months ago they weren't interested in it. And I would say you don't have to tell anyone. If you want to be vaccinated and you want to go to a local facility and get your vaccine and not let anyone know, that is okay. The important thing is not to announce to everyone that you're vaccinated. It is just to be vaccinated. So those are the 2 points that I would make. I find in my clinic, when I ask patients what their concerns are, what their questions are, I can address most of them. No, the vaccine does not cause infertility. Yes, the vaccine is incredibly safe and effective. Yes, I recommend it for all of my patients and my family members. I get a lot of texts and questions from people who I know. And with those questions answered, you're often able to convince people. So keep trying, keep asking your questions, get them answered by your doctor.
Keep those conversations going. So important. So, Doctor, the U.S. has finally reached the Biden administration's goal of 70% of adults in America having at least one shot. Now that the nation has reached that milestone, what more do you think needs to be done? Unfortunately, we seem to have reached that milestone after the Delta variant kind of got a foothold. So, what do you think about that timing?
I think it's interesting. We certainly were stuck at 69% for a while. You're absolutely right. And I think the point now is just the huge variability between the regions where we live. So I grew up in Vermont, where the vaccination rate is among the highest, about 80%. And there's a direct correlation between the vaccination rate in the community and the number of cases that are being seen. So here in Alabama, where we have about 35 to 40% vaccination rate, we have some of the highest case counts in the country. These two numbers are directly linked. So the best thing we can and should do is get that number even higher. If you're at 80 in Vermont, then get to 85. For us in Alabama, let's go from 40 to 50. All of us have a ways to go to bring that number up. The the argument is not with one another, right? The foe is the virus. The virus will continue to mutate and change, and we have to be smart in our response. The vaccine is the best thing in our armamentarium right now.
That's a very astute way of putting it. The foe is the virus. Let's keep clear on what we're fighting here. Dr. Jodie Dionne, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.